All right, court is calling 2025. CR 001442 State versus Patricia Adams. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Eric Pena for the state of Texas.
Defense.
Michael DeLeon for Ms. Adams.
And are you Patricia Adams?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with assault, family, household, or member with a previous assault conviction? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there's a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence, and there's to be no contact with the complainant. Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 3 years, 150 hours of community service restitution, the HMAC, and TAP evaluation, and follow all recommendations. All right, what is HMAC?
Hostility Management Area Control.
All right, people love their acronyms, right?
In speaking with probation, I probably should have spelled it out.
No. I always like to know.
I didn't know what it was either, Your Honor.
Okay,
If we want to go off record real quick, I can probably.
I'm sorry.
If we want to go off record real quick, I can probably explain what it is to answer.
Oh, no, I know what the anger and hostility course is. I just didn't know those were that was the acronym.
Okay.
So, all right. My motto is always, if you don't know something, ask. I always tell my students, what's a dumb question is not asking, is the unasked question. Everything else, we're finding out information. So I've learned something new today. All right, so to the offenses charged, how do you plea?
No contest.
Court will accept into evidence States Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing States Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Your Honor. I do have one ask.
Yes.
Ms. Adams is in yellow because she recently had a baby a month ago at the
Mhm.
jail. So she's currently not working right now. We were wondering if the court would be consider probating any of that fine, 1,500. That was my big ask because she's getting back on her feet as far as, when she's out. And we're asking the court to grant her application for deferred and to allow her to do the TAP evaluation outside of jail.
All right, I'll probate the entire fine. So here's my question. I read this police report. Why are you hitting on your mom?
Your Honor, it was honestly, she assaulted my dad and I kind of acted on fear, heard my dad screaming, so that's the reason why I kind of assaulted my mom.
Well, that's not kind of, and it doesn't
Well,
mention that in
honestly.
here. And what, your father, is that Mr. Adams?
Yes.
All right, that's not what he says in this police report.
Well, that's what happened in the true situation.
Why are you living with them?
At the time I was staying with them because my dad had lost his social security and my mom was the only one that had social security and I was trying to be my dad's provider. So that was that situation and money became an argument in that.
No, that's not what she's saying. She's saying you wanted to lay in bed with her, and she said no.
Your Honor, I have my own air mattress. I didn't have to lay with my mom.
So, I mean, do you want a jury trial? Because it's sounding like counsel, she's saying none of this is true, because in the report, it says that your mother had a swollen, busted, and bloody lip, that the officer immediately noticed it. She declined medical attention, and she stated that you had been staying at the motel with them. Victim states that you and her do not get along. It says that you went to lay in the same bed as the victim, and the victim told you to get up and move, and that caused an argument. Victim stated that she attempted to leave the location multiple times, but the suspect, that's you, was not allowing her to walk out the room. Suspect pushed victim multiple times away from the door, then punched her in the face one time with a closed fist. Suspect then grabs the witness's cell phone from the bed and fled the location. Witness 1 witnessed the assault and stated that suspect did push the victim and punch her in the face. Witness is disabled and bedridden. Victim provided information on suspect, and after running her information through CAD, it was determined she had a prior conviction of family violence. Then, are you saying that you didn't take your father's cell phone?
It was mine and I had literally just got paid that day. So that's the only reason why I took my phone back.
All right, they're saying it's his phone because they said, I contacted the suspect over the phone with the phone number provided that was witness's cell phone. And it says, you state, I'm not coming back to the location and I did not assault the victim. And it says in here that you told them that the victim purposely hit herself to make it look like she was assaulted. And now you're telling me something different.
I didn't call on saying that she hit herself. I admitted to the police officer on the phone that I did assault.
No, that's not what this says, unless you're telling me the police officer just like, let me make something up in this story and put in here that she said she never hit her and that the victim hit themselves.
Judge, I've had extensive conversations with Ms. Adams about the particular situation. And while there's some dispute about the factual situation, overall, what it boils down to, and Ms. Adams agrees, is that she did hit her mother. That did occur. Circumstances around it are a little fluid, but overall, she does want the court to proceed with deferred adjudication. And she believes she can be quite successful on deferred.
How old is your mother?
She was born in 75.
All right, how old are you?
25.
You shouldn't be hitting on your parents. You shouldn't be hitting on anyone. And honestly, because you have a previous conviction for assault, I don't even know why you should be trusted around children, honestly, because it appears that you have a temper. And that hasn't been sufficiently addressed because you're here for another assault. And it's another family assault. State you wanted to add something because you came up?
I did want to add that we're just requesting that the evaluation is recommended by the state be actually done in custody.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else?
Judge, we would just ask to have the evaluation done out of custody.
When's the last time you had employment?
During my around this time, the incident,
Doing what?
my father's providing bill. It was for women.
All right, I can tell you right now, I don't allow people to be home healthcare providers for family members.
Well, I was looking for employment at fast food, honestly. And
Well, no. We start with what were you doing? And you said you were doing home health care providing work for your father. I don't allow this in this court. And to me, the home health care business is becoming akin to when we first started practicing, everybody was working at West Telemarketing. Now, home health care provider is West Telemarketing for felons. I don't allow people who are on felony probation to be home health care providers. They need to get a job. And home health care providers need to quit just looking at the bottom dollar where they're making a lot of money. Then they just hire random people to come in and watch people. Oh, you can watch them and we'll pay you $10 an hour. And then other things ended up happening. There's no way you should be in charge of caring for anybody because you have a temper that you cannot control. And how many children do you have?
three living children.
I'm sorry?
3 living children.
All right. And what are their ages?
I have a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, a 1-year-old, and then a 1-month-old.
And who are they with now?
Right now they're with dad's custody.
All right. What does that mean they're in dad's custody? Was there a hearing? He has legal custody, or you just like, hey, I'm going to jail. Here you go.
Well, he's on the birth certificate and I'm incarcerated. So they stay with him and his mom due to my living situation with my mom.
All right. So that tells me that the grandmother is taking care of these children. I don't know why people continue to have children and then they want somebody else to take care of them. But I guarantee you, when these children graduate, when these children ended up being famous for whatever they've done, The parents who did not really care for them, they're going to be telling everybody on the planet, that's my baby. And you know what? Those children should say, no, I'm not. You didn't raise me. So in this court, you're not going to be allowed to be a home healthcare provider. All right, this is what the court is going to do. There's a $1,500 fine. That will be probated. 4 years deferred adjudication. Affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Norma Casillas, Caslallas, and Tori, Tory Adams. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. Proof of employment within 45 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. And there's to be no employment in the healthcare field at all. So these schools where people go to and they're there for 3 months and they learn how to take blood, not allowed. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
There's going to be 150 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once that's complete, 50 hours will be deemed satisfied. How far did you go in school?
I got my GD.
All right, what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
Honestly, working and taking care of my kids.
All right, I'm going to order, if she completes trade school, 100 hours to be deducted. I'm not requiring you to get a trade school certification, but if you do, 100 hours will be deducted. Otherwise, you're going to be picking up trash off the side of the road in the heat of San Antonio. HMAC, the Batters Intervention Program, TAP evaluation in custody, follow recs, field visits 1 time per month until further notice. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person, and regular random UAs. Probation, is there anything else?
Judge, I just wanted the hostility management aggression control course. It is a form of the VIPP course.
Mhm.
Both of them do have, a good amount for,
Which do you think would be most appropriate for her?
the hostility management aggression control.
All right, so then I will not order the BIPP. Probation, is there anything else?
No,
Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. Beating up your parent, never a good thing. If you feel as though your parent has not been the best of parents to you, you're an adult. That means that, you know what, mom, dad, you were not a parent to me. So I'm no longer going to have any contact with you. But to fight with your parent, that's a no-no. Think about it. What if one of your children were to start beating you up? It's not a good thing. You need to watch the movie called Imitation of Life. It's not so much about her being physically abusive to her mom, but she was emotionally abusive to her mom. Then when her mom dies, guess what? She is running down the street, crying, telling everybody who will listen, that's her mom. We only have our parents for a small window on this planet. And trust me, if your parents are here till they're 100, it's still never enough time. So you're going to have to change your ways. You understand? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Before they both leave.
Yes.
Approach your own.
Yes.
one, sir, over one.
That's for second visit, yes. Brenda.
All right, thank you.
Same incident, Judge.
Luis Mendez.
It's 701, Judge, that it was a motion for early termination.
Mhm.
And, court actually denied the motion on
Oh.
March 6th.
So what ends up happening, I'll put denial because that's the only way to send it through. And then it'll be set for a court date
Okay,
for us to hear early termination.
Okay.
So 7:01, let's see where they are. Once they come back, we'll take it up. Thank you. All right, we're going on the record in 2023 CR 0032 State versus Luis Mendez. Can I have parties announce?
Ashley Jones for the state.
Will Brooks for the defendant, Mr. Mendez, Judge.
And you're Mr. Mendez?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and counsel, you are asking for early termination?
Actually, I was not, Judge. This was one that was initiated by the probation department.
Oh.
They prepared and filed a motion for early termination, a request for early termination. It looks like the court denied that on the 6th of March.
Yes.
And the state objected to the motion for early termination. From what I see, it looks like Mr. Mendez was compliant with his conditions. It looks like the complainant supports his request for early termination. No, I didn't see it. Don't worry. The judge, he's concerned. He's worried that the court thinks that he was the person asking for this.
No,
Get
and
in
here's the
trouble.
thing, anybody can ask for early term.
I was worried about that, Your Honor, because I didn't request it and I told my probation officer, I'm not too sure on how things would affect me if I was denied, so I was.
Oh, it doesn't impact you at all. Either I'm going to grant the motion for early termination or I'm going to deny it. But I don't see that as a negative. The fact that probation is asking for you to have early termination tells me that you've completed everything they wanted you to complete. State you're in objection.
They are, Judge.
All right, and why are you in objection?
Your Honor, the defendant was just granted in February of 2023. It's only been 2 years. He was initially put on for 5 years.
Mhm.
There were allegations of drug use and of course, the actual assault, which took place against his mother, who was 70 years old. And so at this time, we would just like him to actually be on supervision to make sure all of the drug issues have been handled for more than just a year or so.
Okay. I'll tell you what I'll do, based upon what the state is telling me, and I understand their concerns and everything that I've looked at, I'm going to have you come back in August, resubmit in August, and if everything is still great, you've completed everything, then what will end up happening is I'll sign the motion for early termination, but I'm also going to want state, if you can, to make sure that the complainant has no objections to it.
Yes, Judge.
All right. So if you'll come back in August, I will strongly do it.
Thank
Okay.
you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yes, she's,
May I approach you?
now I'm going in order. And what I'm telling everyone, if your file is not up here, that means you have to be back at 1:30. There's no need to approach me asking me if you can come for a different day.
Your Honor, I have a doctor's appointment. I
Okay.
can't come back.
All right, see, this is what I don't understand. And people help me with this. Court is at 9 a.m. Everybody always wants to keep 187th last. And then everybody comes in close to 11. Then everybody wants everything done at 11. Can't be done. All right, so, all right, thank you.
Approach, Judge.
No,
Judge, there's no PSI.
all right, no, because I'm going in order.
Okay.
Xavier Chamberlain.
Morning. Hey,
Good
to
morning.
see you, Your Honor.
So where's Chamberlain?
Currently in custody.
Oh, come down.
Here, Judge.
Okay, he's here. Just give me 2 minutes. All right. So on Chamberlain, where are we on discovery?
Yes, Your Honor, there were several videos and reports and pictures, I believe, that were missing, as well as EMS records. The state made those requests at the last discovery hearing to the detectives and to the appropriate agencies. We've received some, but are still waiting on others.
That is correct, Judge. When I looked last, there was some videos uploaded on March 13th. And I know the state's working on getting the remaining things in discovery, Your Honor. So I think we're both in agreement with a reset, just so the defense can have all the evidence it's entitled to.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall this for April 24th for discovery.
All right.
All right, thank
Your Honor.
you.
Thank you, Judge.
And this is Adriel Trevino.
Correct.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 012388 State versus Adriel Trevino. Can I have parties announce?
Megan Galloway for the state.
Isidro Montoya, Your Honor, attorney for Adriel Trevino.
And are you Mr. Trevino?
Yes.
No problem. We're also proceeding on 2024 CR 012382. State and each of the cause numbers, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Your Honor, we are proceeding as charged on the cause number ending in 2388 and the cause number ending in 2382. We have a motion to amend the indictment. That is to add a complainant to the indictment, and that would be Little Dragon Den daycare.
All right, can we go off the record for a moment? How did this case get indicted and by a grand jury and there's not even a complainant's name listed? I know you didn't do it, but I'm just trying to figure out.
I have no idea.
I understand, and I don't want to overstep my bounds. But when you have a case that's indicted and it's indicted and the complainant's name is not even listed, I have a serious problem with that. And I have a serious problems with amending an indictment to actually include the complainant's name when a person's supposed to be able to look at an indictment, know what they're charged with, and come to court to be prepared to, defend or at least know. So I understand that you all have agreed to waive, but off the record, I just don't think it's fair.
Judge, and we conferred, because we were set, we had a setting previously where we conferred about this, so I shared the court's concerns, but.
And we had, waiting for a Padilla letter, Judge, and that's what. And it was a report, the police report, it just wasn't.
Court is calling 2024 CR 012388 State versus Adriel Trevino. And we are back on the record. And counsel, in this case, you've received all the discovery. State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
No.
According to the plea bargaining agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 175 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244. There's an $800 fine. The state will take in consideration 2024 CR 012382, 2024 PF, and there's to be no contact with Lil Dragon Den daycare. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same. Court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor.
The court will follow your agreement, assess your punishment at 175 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244, give you credit for any time served. There's an $800 fine, time and money to run concurrent. Court will take in consideration 2024 CR 0122, 2024 PF 16884, and there's to be no contact with Little Dragon Den daycare. And the court will give you credit for any time served. And there's to be no re-entry into the United States. Anything else with regards to sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Virginia Ramos. Hello.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. So where's Miss Ramos?
She's coming up.
Hello.
Hey, Judge.
Yes. What are we gonna do with you?
Okay. I don't know how all this works. So when I went to pre-trial, I asked, since I have to check in with them every month, I thought that they're the ones that you would
No, the
tell
thing is you
them.
continue, when I say, what are we gonna do with you? What I mean is, there's a violation report because you continue to use drugs.
Judge, may I?
Yes.
say something? Well, we were here on a compliance hearing on March the 4th.
Yes.
And after some prodding by the court, you asked Ms. Ramos, are we gonna be wasting a drug test? You know, be honest with me.
And she
And
admitted,
she admitted it.
yes.
She went over to pretrial, they drug tested her, she was positive. She admitted to the court she was gonna be positive,
Mhm.
and so they go back, they file a violation report.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
I did go
What
out.
treatment are you doing?
I'm sorry?
What treatment are you doing?
Well,
Treatment? Are you doing lifetime recovery? Are you doing anything?
When I went to pretrial, they told me that I have an appointment on the 26th. Because I don't know how this works. So I asked Mr. Ramirez, which is my officer, the ones that I check in with every month. I asked him, he says, you have court, and then you have to have an appointment on the 26th at the Lifetime Recovery
Okay.
at 8 a.m. And I said, is there anything else that I'm supposed to be doing? He
Mm-hmm.
said, no, that's everything. I said, okay. So I do have an appointment on the 26th, and then I'm doing the classes that I'm supposed to be doing.
Okay, so
Okay,
this is
and
what
then,
we're,
so I have UA today scheduled for today.
all right, so what we're gonna do then is we're gonna continue with my previous orders.
Okay,
So that's the 120 AA meetings in 120 days.
so can I ask?
And just one second.
Okay,
And then there is going to be lifetime recovery.
those are the classes.
And there's to be random UAs, waive fees. All right,
Okay,
so what is your
So-
question?
okay, so the Lifetime Recovery, because that's where I do the classes. Okay, now, is that also the, because on the 26th, I have an appointment at 8 a.m.
All right, that's
at the
something.
same place. So
Yes.
is that something different, or is that?
No, what you'll need to do is talk to them because they're supposed to arrange for you to be in lifetime recovery. All right? So, counsel, if there is an issue with them, do you need their number? Like,
Lifetime
pretrial services?
No,
All right, so if there is an issue with them, let the court know. All right?
Yeah,
But you
because-
have to make sure you make every appointment. And here's the thing, if there's something that you don't understand or what appointment is for, ask. There's no harm in asking. Nobody's going to get upset with you for asking. So when they tell you you have to be there on a specific date, you can ask them, what is this appointment for? Is this for lifetime recovery? Just ask, okay?
Okay,
All right.
okay, yeah, because the one on the 26th is at Lifetime
that's
Recovery,
lifetime recovery. Yeah.
which is the same place where the classes are held weekly. So
Okay.
that's two separate things, or is that the same thing?
No, lifetime recovery is something completely different, but they'll explain it to you. Lifetime recovery is a program. It's separate from your AA meetings, okay? And it's
Okay.
separate from your visit, your checking in with pretrial services. So
Okay.
make sure you make that appointment. You understand?
Okay, I think so.
Okay. And if
Okay.
there's something that you don't understand that they're asking you to do, just ask questions. Ask them, what is this meeting for? And they'll tell you it's for lifetime recovery. I know sometimes it's like doctor's appointment. They have you going everywhere and sometimes people are afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to ask
Okay.
so
Does
that you
it-
know you have pretrial services and that's usually once per month. Usually. You
Okay,
need to find out what date that is with them, okay?
okay,
Then you have to do your AA and NA meetings. That's completely separate from visiting with pretrial services. You
And that's
understand?
not lifetime recovery.
That's not lifetime recovery.
Okay, gotcha.
Lifetime recovery, they will tell you, this is lifetime recovery, okay?
Okay,
So there are three things: pretrial services,
okay,
all right? And that's
Okay.
associated with your being on bond and them
Right,
checking in, all right?
right,
Then you have your AA, NA meetings. Those are your sober support meetings.
Okay.
Sometimes people go to AA, sometimes they go to Narcotics Anonymous. And then you have lifetime recovery.
yeah, because the classes that I've taken, those, I went to to the class itself, and then you
Mhm.
can also do them online.
Mhm.
So I did online, and I've also gone to the class itself.
All right,
So those are the ones that I have to do, 120 of them.
yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure I get everything right, because
All
I
right.
don't want to be here again.
Okay,
So-
well, I appreciate the fact that you're trying, but I want you to
Yeah.
maintain your sobriety, okay?
I will.
All right, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank-
Judge.
Maybe
Thank you.
excuse Jenna,
Yes.
Thank you.
go out.